Hello and welcome everyone to Out of Combat, the show after the show that talks about the previous show. We just finished up episode 29, where our heroes are that much closer to rescuing their friend. I'm here with Mac and Cheese Please, who plays Taj, and I'm here with Virtual Spectre, who plays Hayden, and also Core for now.
Yep.
Welcome on in, everybody.
That we've failed you for like 7 or 8 or 9 weeks.
I don't I don't look at it that way personally, because I mean, pretty much as soon as it happened, you guys immediately were like trying to figure out how to remedy the situation. So not, I don't see it as you're failing me, because it's just you're on your way. You're on your way. You can only, you had to jump through a million hurdles, but we're close.
Well, it's interesting for like being on the other side of it, because it's like this thing happened to you, but it's not your backstory. Like, we don't know who you are and why this is happening to you. So it's like we're all as a group getting a little closer and closer, and then you're just stone, So it's like you come back and like we're all a little bit closer, but you're a little bit of an outsider in a ways,
Yeah. I mean, I guess that's true, because prior, I mean, he was getting sort of chummy, but like, yeah, you guys didn't really know anything about him. And at that point, he didn't know too much about all of you either. So yeah, it's gonna be interesting. As a player, I'm still trying to figure out, because I know his backstory, but trying not to think in a meta way of like
what's going on,
like who's could possibly be interested in first off tracking him down as a statue and then taking him.
Yeah, super random.
So it's gonna be interesting. He's there. We just got to get to him and figure out what happened.
And it's been like quite a few sessions since this happened, but I think in game maybe a week, a little less than a week of when he's been a statue. If I remember correctly, I could go back and like do the dates, but it's maybe most a week. So I think that makes sense for like the crew to sort of like almost like trauma bond together to try and get their friend back, and they have this new guy with them trying to help out. So I think that's
but it hasn't been
time.
Like months, right?
No,
it feels like it's been forever, because like IRL, it's been forever.
Yeah,
and I'm like, well, if we long rest at least once an episode, like
it took you a couple days by sea.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, for sure. And I think too, and I don't necessarily dislike it, because the game's the game. Like the petrification happened because of combat, and but one thing that I find interesting about this story that's kind of crafted around it is, to me, I'm happy because it feels like when something like this happens, like, Hayden's like not dead, technically he's just petrified. I feel like there's still a lot of weight put on that of like things that could go wrong and things that happen, because something like that, it shouldn't be like, oh, we'll just patch you up real quick and go. Like, that's some like high level stuff. You got to get through all that. So I'm pretty happy from like a story perspective of how much it's kind of opened up because of this. It's a interesting story opportunity for sure.
Well, I actually have a question for you, Max. So when you sent us to that cave and there were the basilisks there, did you anticipate this arc? Like the whole time you knew at least one person was going to get petrified and you wanted to go this way? Or is this like, because of that outcome, you had to like, okay, I need to rewrite my plans now. We have to do this.
Yeah, and there's, especially when you throw like a basilisk on the table, like there's always a chance like someone's might get petrified, right? A bad roll, and like that's going to be it. And especially with the level that you all are, you're not strong enough to take care of it yourselves. So I had the thought of like, if someone gets petrified, it's gonna have to be a thing for them to get rid of it because it's super strong magic. And the way that I think of it, like the higher level someone is, like the less of them there are in the world, right? So this particular story arc, no, I didn't have this in my mind at all. It's something that I reacted to based on like, okay, who got petrified? What makes sense in the world with their story and how things go? So if let's say, if Taj had gotten petrified, this probably would have ended up a totally different arc, but it would have been some kind of arc for sure.
I think I was like 1 point, like I rolled my dice and I think it was like literally 1 point from the clear.
Yeah.
Like, because I think it was like a DC like 10 save or like a 12 or something like that.
Yeah.
And if it was like a 10, I rolled an 11. And if it was a 12, I rolled a 13. Like it was literally, and that was after Hayden was petrified. So you almost could have had 2 players on your hand. Just bunk.
That'd have been interesting for sure. I want to know, as for you as a player, VS, and this, I didn't have a plan of like how long this would take. I just throw the world out there and y'all figure it out. Like, to you, like, how does it feel as a player of like your character has been sidelined for a while, and we talked behind the scenes of like this new character is going to jump in and kind of fill in, so you're not just away from the table for a while, which I'm glad we did because it wasn't a quick fix. But is it weird having to like split like your brain into 2 about what this character knows and this one knows, or how does that work for you?
So when I think you approached me about making a temp character for the next however many sessions it would take.
5 years. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. I made him and I gave just the briefest of like who he is. I didn't anticipate it taking as many sessions as it would to fix Hayden. And I didn't anticipate at all like the added kidnapping part on top of it. So I was thinking, okay, maybe 2-3 sessions for the party. They're going to go on a side quest with Core, and then they're going to come back and somebody's going to heal him, and then I'll be right back in it. So for me, I just kind of put Hayden aside in my head and then just fully playing this different character for however long it took. And also it's kind of fun to start the campaign doing one thing and then jumping into another thing. That's especially one thing I haven't done before, which is play a paladin. So I get a little taste of more than one class in a single campaign, which is it's fun for me. So
how do you like a paladin?
It's cool. When I created him, the spells and stuff I picked for him were based on like what I anticipated the party might do. Especially the quest that was given was just like, investigate this, refine this item. So I just took spells that are like Zone of Truth and like stuff, basically stuff that I can kind of like manipulate a person, like command or hold person. So I don't have a lot of other of the neat sort of spells that paladins get.
Oh,
so
no.
Because I didn't anticipate it playing him as
going
long
this
as I
far.
have.
Yeah.
I kind of built him around that one quest, and that was like it. So,
Which I
but
think
it's been
great.
cool. I mean, Paladin's got a lot of options, and I've had time to utilize most of the spells I have. And when you actually do get in there and get in a fight, they do a lot of damage. So it's kind of nice. And you get, I mean, it's not much healing, but you have healing that doesn't cost a spell slot or anything. You just get a pool of HP you can give to people.
Oh, that's cool.
That's what the lay on hands is. Like, I can give up to 30 HP to somebody. And does it refill on a long rest? It refills. So, and you can delegate that. Like I can give 5 to this person, 10 to this person. I can give it all to myself if I wanted to.
Mhm.
So it's
can
kind of neat. There's a
also-
lot of fun mechanics there.
Yeah, you can use pieces of that too to like remedy some ailments as well from people. Instead of just straight up healing. So interesting.
Yeah.
I just counted. I think it's been, not counting the charity stream for Extra Life, I think it's been 7 sessions that Hayden's been out of commission at least. So
7 weeks, not counting any off weeks.
Well, we haven't had any off since the charity stream. So
we haven't. Oh, that's right. We played through the holidays. Yeah.
Yeah, because they didn't fall on the holiday. But I think it was the one before the charity stream was when Hayden got petrified. I'm pretty sure. I'd have to go back and look.
We did that.
And the charity stream, and then this was the 7th session. So yeah, I mean, very interesting. And I promise, like, I'm not gonna give anything away, but like, it all makes sense. All of it makes sense. So, not me just being. Not me just being a mean old DM keeping like keeping your rogue away from you. It's all makes sense. So
no, I don't think of it that way.
A question I've got for Mac, and I don't think we've talked about this in this season, but compared to last season's character, Taj, very different type of character. How do you feel like as a player? Purposefully taking more like utility based things compared to, and you still throw the fireball every now and again because you're a wizard, right? You got to, but like,
I had to take it. Like when I leveled up and I was like, oh, I can take fireball, and I was like, toyed. I was like, should I even take this? There was another spell I was looking at, fly. I love fly, and so, but I have a spell that's like, I haven't used it yet, but I have spider climb, and I've been wanting to use that so bad, but I just haven't had an opportunity that like it made sense to use it. And so I was like, well, I don't really need fly. Like I probably should take some pew pews because I don't have really any. And so I took that over fly. But I like DPS. That's like my favorite role to play. So not playing that, it like kind of kills me a little bit, to be honest. Like every time I'm like, man, I wish I could do the damage. But every time I've been able to do something that helps the party and we get away, or like it stops the creature from advancing and we get away, or like I've been able to help in that sense, and so that gives me a little bit of like the serotonin like hit. But for me, I get more from like big dice rolls. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do 25 damage. Oh my god, like that's what makes me really happy. So
I feel like, and this might be speaking out of turn here, I wonder if you have more memorable moments by doing the not straight damage stuff with your character versus like just casting fireball, because you've had some really clutch moves that have just like, you could have done a bunch of damage, but you've had moves that have completely like sidesteps whole combats, like whole situations that have just got you out of trouble and stuff like that. So the main question I have is, has it changed the way you think about the game or playing a character, or is it just something that you wanted to try?
So specifically with Taj, I was taking like spells that mimicked like what like a psychic would have, So like a lot of manipulation stuff, because like I know everyone kind of thinks that she's not really a psychic, but like I must not be playing her right, because she is, and so like she's not bullshitting, like she actually is a psychic. So I've been trying to take spells that I'm like, okay, well, what would someone who can like read your mind and know what you're thinking, or like prevent you from doing it? Like that's how I've been taking spells. But at one point when I took fireball, I was like, okay, I need to be somewhat useful, especially if I happen to like get separated from the party because like I always end up playing glass cannons, you know? So
Yeah.
it's, if I like today, for example, you almost killed me twice, Max. Like
Don't say
had
you. I didn't do it.
I literally would have died twice. So yeah.
I just create the sandbox and get in the head of the bad guys and what they would do. I'm not trying. I'm not trying to
I
kill
think you
anybody.
have some fun in there, Max. I think low key you're like, how can we kill them today?
Well, I mean, not necessarily, but it is interesting. Like certain enemies, like I just walk up to you and bite you or whatever. Like the wargs, they're not very intelligent. The thing that hit them, they're gonna run up to it and bite it until it doesn't hurt them anymore. But when you have enemies like goblins aren't very tactical. They're just gonna see the person that they think they can hit and shoot them or slice them. When you throw enemies in there, like those hobgoblins are like natural, like military commanders or like the hobgoblin spellcaster. It's always interesting to play enemies like that because they're going to have a strategy. They're going to be more tactical about it. They're not just going to stand there and let you beat on them until they die. Like, and that's why that one hobgoblin, which I think it's hilarious that nobody can understand what they were saying, but he basically said, hey, if anybody's here, like, come protect me, like group up, get over here. And that's why those other goblins who were trying to hide from work realized that shit was hitting the fan outside, and that's why they came out of that room because they were in there the whole time. They came out because they were ordered to, and they're scared of the hobgoblins, so they came out and wanted to help him. So I just think it's very interesting dynamic depending on the type of enemies that come into play, and I try to play them as they would, like, quote unquote in real life, but if it was actually a thing,
how would they act
exactly? I think it makes it more interesting too for combat, right? As opposed to things just standing there and taking it. So
yeah, like it's fun when you bring us to the brink, but don't push us to the edge. Like when a fight is a challenge and we're not just like a slaughterhouse, like it's like, sure, it's fun to like slay a bunch of stuff, but then I'm like, okay, that was easy. Like give me more, So like it was satisfying to where like we were able to like pick them off one by one, but also like to the edge of like, oh shit, this could go either way.
Yeah. I mean, since Core's been in the party, he's nearly gone down twice. Once against the dragon turtle, and one attack took him down to like 8 HP or something.
That was an intense one. I think we ran from that fight, right?
Because it's that fight.
Yeah. I was like, we need to go.
And then this one, he got hit by the fireball, and then also got hit by the light. Well, he dodged the lightning, but still took half damage. That took him down to like 10 HP. So, but he is an orc, and orcs have a neat little thing where like you can actually survive a lethal hit and come at 1 HP.
Oh, okay.
Half orc have that.
Half orc. Oh, that's a half orc thing.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Half orcs have that.
Yeah. So I'm never too worried about actually going down. Well, and he's a temp character, so if he died, it's like,
he could die, and then Max, you should die.
There's no temp character, so if he goes down, you're out until they save you. But
yeah.
So I was just thinking, because we have that like thing that like after we save Hayden, we need to go get that Orby thing from the people that we gave it back to. We got to go steal that back.
Magic box.
The magic box.
You need to kill Core to get that.
Not there. Like that would be a lot easier, So like if he dies, like whatever.
I don't think Core's going to be personally standing guard over the thing.
He knows us and can recognize like these guys are mischievous. They're trouble.
There's a lot of that's true for a lot of people on Escosto now.
True.
Pretty much the entirety of the watch is familiar with you guys now.
That's true.
Okay.
I mean, you work for him.
No, you're not wrong.
Even the leader of the dang, like, what is his name? The
High Warden, Illyrion,
the High Warden,
the Dawn,
the walking angel, man.
Yeah,
He knows every single one of us by their face.
Yeah, I'm curious.
So it's going to be difficult either way, I think, to go after that thing. It'll be interesting to see, like, if you guys are able to cure Hayden and fill him in on everything that's happened, his thoughts on it. And I don't know what he would think of, like, all this, like, what do you mean you guys, like, went and retrieved some powerful item and you guys want it again?
I'm curious as to what's next after you get Hayden back in action, right? Yeah, you drop off your extra passengers for Zillajarn and Core, but like, what's the group do? Like, do they risk and like try and infiltrate, the vaults again, on the backs of the other people that did that, when knowing it'd be even more dangerous? Like, do they find something else? I don't know. I'm curious what y'all are gonna do. So
Emmy had the idea that we would tell the people that we should bring the orb to her civilization because no one knows it exists and it would be much safer in that area. And so that gives us a reason to like see Emmy's area. But Emmy and Taj are not friends. And so Bun had said when we go to her area, she would like us to be more acquainted by then. And so like, I feel like for like logistics, like we can't just have that be the next thing. Like our friendship needs to happen naturally. But like, I always thought the next, what brought us to Escos in the first place was getting the ingredients for those spells so we can open up that ledger, because we have this thing that literally has like treasure troves of treasure. Like this is how we're going to make money, and this is what we need. So like our goal is making money right now. So like, I think it's getting the ingredients, unlocking the thing, getting treasure, and then coming back for the orb when we're more powerful, and then bringing it to Emmy's people. You keep
saying orb. You have no idea what's in the box.
I don't know.
It's a box. It's a box with some powerful magic item in there. But
just think of a glowing orb.
But I will say, you need one more thing for the Scroll of Knock. You need 3 more things for the Scroll of True Seeing, which will get you to see the ledger. So a lot of different ways you can go, but we'll see what happens. And hopefully next time y'all can get Hayden back, and then VS can play his character that he wanted to play in the first place.
Yeah, we can kill off Core and then
It's so extreme. But anyway,
I wish you good luck.
I mean, if there's one class that would be tough to fight, it'd be a paladin, that's for sure. But anyway, yeah, with that being said, thanks so much for watching and hanging out with us. If you want to see what happens next time, Friday 6 p.m. Pacific is the next episode. Thank you all for watching and have a good one. Bye-bye.
See ya.